You guys. Okay, so funny story. I actually tried to make this video before. I don't know, 8 months ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but at one point, Seth Rudetsky on Instagram was doing like virtual concerts and he had different guest singers. And at one point, Megan Hilty was one of his singers. And we could enter online by singing 32 bars of Let Me Be Your Star to be a background singer for this contest. And I was like,
oh my God, I'm gonna make a little video where I talk about how to sing 32 bars of that song because that would be just a fun new video for me and a different thing to try. And who knows, maybe we'll surprise the algorithm. We'll like sneak up behind it and be like, ah,
boo. And I'll just continue to be completely nonsensical in what videos that I make. I missed the competition deadline. I wasn't going to submit, but I missed making my video by the time for that. And then I replayed the video and it was with a phone with broken audio and it just sounded like... So I deleted that and promptly, in a cranky fit of rage, did not come back to it and have waited 10 or so months. I don't know. And I'm now decided, screw it, I'm going to make that video because I actually really liked the footage and I had a lot of fun making it. And I hope it's been long enough that I completely forgot everything I figured out in the course of that video and I'm just going to do it all over from scratch. So hi, here is how to sing a 32 bar cutting of Let Me Be Your Star from Smash. Rule of thumb, especially if you are not always working off of sheet music, which you usually should be, but let's say for some of these virtual online things, you're just working off of YouTube karaoke tracks because you're just a person and we're doing the best we can. Roughly, rule of thumb, 16 bars is about 30 seconds. And so if they say, that's not always true, obviously. Some songs have a really slow tempo, so 16 bars gets you a lot of time. And some 16 bars go by really fast. But generally, if someone asks for 16 bars, that's because they don't want you to sing for much more than 30 seconds. They know they can hear what they need to in 30 seconds. And if someone asks for 32 bars, they're giving you a minute, a little bit more of a chance to show a slight acting arc, a little bit of a moment, but they don't want you to like milk it for all it's worth. And if they say 8 bars, get in, get out, show off what you got. And 32 bars, you've got roughly a minute. Typically in kind of a pop Broadway song like Let Me Be Your Star, that's going to be one verse and one chorus, give or take. And we can always measure it out on the karaoke track. I'm just going to skip and I'm just going to say we roughly know we've got a little bit of a verse and we've got a chorus. So now we have to pick which verse and chorus, 1, suits our vocal range, whoever we are, and 2, is the best one for us to show off our acting, shows off the story that we emotionally relate to the most, and so we can get the most bang for our buck in that minute. Let's do a quick range check. What does this song do? Flashback to a girl with a song in her heart as she's waiting to start the adventure. The fire and ride that make dreams come alive. They fill her soul. She's in control. Cut from all the laughter, the tears just like pearls. Where they're all in this girl's repertoire. It's all for the taking, and its magic will be making. Let me be your star. Okay, so we play Let Me Be Your Star. C sharp or D flat, depending on how you look at it. Depending on what key it is, and I don't freaking know. Our vocal machinery is built such that as we move into different ranges of notes, we have to kind of adjust the machinery and it has to work a little bit differently. So for a lot of singers who are female, there is a shift in the machinery somewhere around here. Because if you are in, you can go up, right? I hope I didn't destroy things or your ears. But also I can be up here from, that's a little bit more of kind of that belty sound that's got more weight from how I sing lower notes. So this is something where I'm not going to tell you because I can't see you, I can't hear you. I don't know how you should balance your registration. That's for you and a voice teacher to know, and probably you already know. If you have a head voice dominant voice where you have really strong CT or cricothyroid muscles, you actually probably want to have a lot more head voice in this whole thing. And if you have more TA dominant voice, thyroarytenoid muscles, then you're probably like, I'm loving to belt. You kind of have to know this note. C sharp. Do you need to sing this in kind of a head voice, or like in pop, we wouldn't necessarily have so much vibrato, but it would still be kind of breathy. Oh. I'm trying to think of you've heard pop songs that do that where they're like, and I. Breathy is definitely not out of the question. Or are you like, hi? Are you like, whoa, whoa? One of those speak singers who like to belt it more. And that's for you to know. But my point is, whichever you are and you pick, it's going to sound amazing if you balance it. If you know that kind of you really like it, that little bit, like kind of the more Catherine McPhee style, a little bit breathier, then you're going to want to know that even when it's lower, you're not going to want to overspeak it, because it does sound a little weird if we go from like, fade in on a girl, and the next thing we're doing is like, all in this girl's repertoire. That's really noticeable that we are playing with our machinery. Instead, you might say, the tears and the laughter, there's something just like pearls, well, they're all in this girl's repertoire. You can play with it being really emotional and delicate. And if you're a big old belter, well, then you know how you like to do it. So now we kind of know, okay, we're only going this far. And so, yeah, at this point, on your own time, I'd probably warm yourself up. Make sure that you are at least a couple notes above that, flexible, comfortable in your zone. So you can always just go, ah, ah, ah. I don't know where I am anymore. You can kind of tell I'm like, whoa, something's kind of changing, because I am at that point. Awesome. So that first verse option, for those of us who like it, it's got a lot of different acting colors. We've got like this flashback to a girl with a song. So we've got this innocent, hopeful girl with a song in her heart. So you maybe cutesy, you got naive, you got all these options. But then you switch to fire and drive. Dreams come alive. They fill her soul, and we got control. So now we can play with power and passion and ambition, that transition as she grows into her feelings of strength. And then we've got drama, laughter, tears. So now we might want to make sure we're not giving it all away. Vocally, I think that's a moment to she's being an actress, a glamorous Hollywood actress. We don't necessarily need to be squelching in their faces for that. We can take that moment to be like, there's something delicate and complicated.
This girl's repertoire, all for the taking, magic will be making money to be a star.
So another thing people used to tell me, and I actually love this, is that if you are someone who, if you are someone who wants to belt, that is awesome. Belting is kind of like when you, like in acting form or in human form, that's like running into the street and being like, I'm just so frustrated, I need to let it out. It's a huge emotional moment, and we don't do that for every little thing. We're not at home being like, oh my God, I need cereal. Like, we wait for really big, emotionally impactful moments. So when you're looking at a 1 minute cutting, you're going to want to find a really emotional moment and save that like primal release of yelling and screaming for that moment. Challenge yourself to just like not be like belting all the time. And then let's say you want the key change. Let's see where we go in the key change. Forget what used to be. The past is on the cutting room floor. The future is here with me. Choose me, that's our key change. Fade upon a star with it all in her sights. All the love and the lights that surround her. Someday she'll think twice of the dues and the price she'll have to pay, but not today. And she'll do what she can for the love of one man and for millions who love from afar. I'm all you've been needing, it's all here in my heart bleeding. Let me be your star. I should have mixed more. I did not, and I should have mixed more. So in the key change, we're going to go up to a D. So for a lot of people, that might be a really big break point. So you decide how strong you feel about that, which one you want to do. Because mostly, no one cares. And so it's whatever you sound really good in. So reasons to do that last bit, it's got really heavy orchestration support, so you can feel really epic. It also has that really nice bitter, someday she'll think twice of the dues and the price she'll have to pay, but not today. So you've got also some kind of emotional complexities. So now we're at the part where if you're a head voice person, I'm trying to think of how we're going to keep it nice and for millions who love from afar. It's all, just kidding. I'm what you've been needing. It's all here and my heart's bleeding. Let me be your star. So that's like pretty head dominant. So if you're head dominant, just kind of use your vowels to help make you sound like it's more speechy. And probably, too, if you're head dominant, you are really already quite flexible with how to keep that sounding like pop. You could add a riff. Like, why not? I can't riff, so I'm not gonna do that. For the rest of us, too, even if you're a belter, you don't have to yell it. Because that would be like, it's all here and my heart's bleeding. Let me be your star. So that's like a full yell. I'm not a huge fan of that sound. It's an option. Or you can mixy. Let me be your star. That's just kind of how I like to hang out up there. I just try to keep it really open. Star. Kind of try to like hang it like I'm hanging an ornament on the top of my mouth. Now, enough about all that nonsense. Let's actually do some schmacting. Let's say you like the half step lower because you're like, I want to show off those tears. Okay, so here you go. Right? Think like, how are you when you first get here? You're flashing back to it, relive it. Flash back to a girl with a song in her heart. And she is waiting to start the adventure. So you've got some really cool words there. So I would definitely make sure adventure has something. How do you feel about adventure? Also, whenever you have a memory moment, a flashback, whatever, you're reliving it. Like your first day of school, your first day moving to the big city, whatever it is, if you have some personal experience, go ahead and like live in how nervous and exciting it is and sing from there. Cool. But now we the boss bish. So now we're transitioning from freshman to like junior or senior. The fire and drive. Maybe you get meteor here. Dreams come alive. They fill her soul. She's in control. Right? How does control feel? How would you sing control? At this point, there's this like musical swell, this like, and I almost feel like we are literally being transported to the future, to the next stage where now she's like freaking Marilyn Monroe, a Hollywood starlet walking out on the red carpet. So before it was still like the fire and drive, the wanting to be there, but now she's on top. And so I would say embody a little bit of that confidence, but also that like the fragility of being on top, because as soon as you're on top, there's nowhere to go but down. Just go ahead and be a freaking starlet for a hot second. The drama, the laughter, the tears, just like pearls. Well, they're all in this girl's repertoire. It's all for the taking, and it's magic we'll be making. Let me be your star. Also, if you're cutting off there, go ahead and go up. Here, we'll all shake our booties through the key change. Fade upon a star with it all in her sights, all the love and the lights that surround her. Someday she'll think twice of the dues and the price she'll have to pay, but not today. A couple things about those beats. You have such a great opportunity. So we're starting on top. So I would go ahead and start one of your favorite memories in life, one of those moments where you just felt like, I did it. I got here. I did the thing. Sing from that place when it's like all the love and the lights that surround her. She did it. She got what she wanted, which was love. But it came at a price. And so then there can be kind of a wake-up call. I really like picking a very specific point because I kind of feel like we're being haunted by this wake-up call. You want to be aware of the fact that it's almost like there's this shadowy figure practically, this personification of the cost of being a star, of getting what she wants, and she sees it and feels it. It's, kind of like that goosebumps when you know something's watching you. The price is watching around the corner. And so I would love to let you take a moment to actually perceive, to actually see that shadowy figure, as it were, to actually connect with that bill coming around the corner. It's just not worth stressing in this moment, so you reject it. But I want the audience to get to see you see that it's there. We're not just talking about someday she'll have to pay for it, but it's ooh, someday I'm gonna have to pay the price. But not today. You know what? Screw it. Not today. And then love of one man. Whenever you have people in songs, we tend to just skip over it because we're if I just say love, I'm in love, then that's enough. I mean, have you seen those stupid TikToks where it's think about someone you like, and if your eye pupils dilate, thinking about real people that we have strong emotions to changes our face even when we can't hardly tell that it's changing our face. Even if it's an imaginary person or a fictional character or a crush from a celebrity, make a hybrid imaginary man or woman or person that is your kind of the one that you are fighting for more than the love of the millions, but the one that matters most of all. Really, I'm doing this for that one person. And also all the love of everybody and all the money, and then fight for their love for a hot second while we have the chance. And for millions who look from afar, I'm what you've been needing. It's all here and my heart's pleading. Let me be your star. Don't forget your breast support. Also, the importance of warming up. Amazing how much easier it is the second time. Also, never push. Moral of the story is, when you are picking something like this, pick what speaks to you. Do you want to kind of talk about do you want to tell the arc story where you're starting from young, naive girl fresh off the bus to New York into hard-working, driven career monster into starlet? Do you want to talk about the kind of fall from grace? Do you want the arc of I'm already the starlet, but I see the dangers on the other side. I still don't have the love that matters to me the most, but I do have the millions. And that ends with a little bit of that kind of desperation. My heart is pleading. Decide little moments just to kind of be like guideposts. You don't want it to be robotic, and now I do anger, and now I do happy. But instead, if you have a roadmap, I've got to get from this joy to a darkness. It just makes sure that you're staying engaged with your words, right? Especially if you picked the map based on the words. Otherwise, it can be really easy to get distracted by thinking about the notes and what sounds good singing, and am I singing pretty? And it doesn't matter that much, because I watched a lot of these videos when a lot of the audition people submitting their Instagram videos of them singing, and they all sounded really good, and everyone's voice was incredibly different. Back to a girl with a hunger for fame, up on a star with it all in her sights, all the love and the lights that surround her. Everybody has these really amazing tone colors, so it's just you working with yours. If you like to live in a more ethereal world, even if you can belt it, but you just think it sounds better if it's whatever it is that you think sounds best, then just making sure that you build the whole minute around with that as a unified sound. So you're not like Ethel Merman, because that's kind of, you're like, whoa, what is happening? But if you're just like, If you're like that the whole time, then everyone's like, yeah, get it. And if you're like, oh, they're also like, whoa, get it. So the point is just unify. Sound like you. And when someone says 32 bars, usually assume they mean a minute. All right, thanks, bye.